as Donald Trump continues to cause major damage to the United States of America and the world. Here are the types of messages he's sending to his supporters. I subscribe to his emails so you don't have to. I have a present for Ben. Just released. Here's my present for you. It is my inaugural swearing in photo. Here's the other one he sent at 8:44 a.m. this morning. Subject line, impeach, impeach, impeach. He attacks the federal judge who issued the injunction, which just says for 14 days, we need to assess the constitutionality of you invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 and taking individuals who you label gang members, but who may contest that and send them to concentration camps in El Salvador. We should perhaps think about giving individuals due process so they could at least present evidence, because after all, this is the United States of America. But no, Donald Trump goes impeach, impeach, impeach. And then he fundraises off of this and says, I need to hear from you before the clock strikes 12. And when you click respond to Trump, he asks for money. These are the headlines that Donald Trump woke up to today. Putin rejects Trump's ceasefire, front page of the Daily Telegraph. There was no way to read Putin's readout and Trump's readout of what went down in their call yesterday, where they talked about the United States and Russia playing hockey together and having hockey leagues together, and Putin saying that there would not be a ceasefire unless the underlying cause of the war was first addressed, which in Putin lingo, that means that Ukraine is eliminated. There's no way to read that call as saying Putin agreed to a ceasefire. Also, what Trump claimed came out of that meeting was that Putin agreed to a ceasefire on attacking energy infrastructure of Ukraine. But what happened immediately? Putin started attacking the energy infrastructure of Ukraine, and immediately engaged in those attacks. Also, here's the headline from Politico. Trump fails to get Putin to stop the shooting. Russia insists on terms to end the war that spell the end of a democratic Ukraine, and has followed up Trump's call with an assault on Kyiv. What's Donald Trump doing as well? Donald Trump has announced that Mike Flynn, who pushed for Trump to declare martial law and seize dictatorial power after losing re-election in 2020, is now on the board of West Point. It was one of Donald Trump's big announcements moments ago. The Texas Public Health Department, or a Texas public health official right now, rather, is now predicting that the measles outbreak in Texas, caused by a lot of the anti-vax conspiracies, can now take at least a year to contain. Again, that's what it's like waking up in the Trump regime. You see bad economic news, you see measles spreading, and you see Donald Trump, who promised that there would be peace in Ukraine in 24 hours, not being able to achieve anything close to that, as Putin continues to outmaneuver him. Donald Trump posts the following. If a president doesn't have the right to throw murderers and other criminals out of our country because a radical left lunatic judge wants to assume the role of president, then our country is in very big trouble and destined to fail. All this guy does is whine and whine and whine. I think the power that the judge wants to assume is the power that our federal judges have assumed since the beginning of the federal judiciary with the formation of the Constitution. And this is the statement also that was put out by Chief Justice John Roberts, saying, if you disagree with a federal ruling, well, you can appeal it. And then you can appeal that and go up to the Supreme Court, and then you can get a ruling on it. That's the way our system works. And in our system, we have what's called due process. No, the president does not get to declare fake wars that don't exist and say we're now at war, then assume war powers, and then just declare which individuals you don't like and say they're gang members and ship them to concentration camps in places like El Salvador. Look, I'm a law and order person. If somebody is involved in a gang and commits crimes, we have a justice system in the United States that deals with that. Also, If those individuals also happen to be migrants, there is a process where those individuals can and should be deported, and the full force of the law and all of the penalties that we have for the specific crime should take place. That's our system. But we don't just pick people off the street and you get to just say they're gang members and we have to just trust you, bro. And then people could go to concentration camps. That's quite literally not what our system is. And you may think our system is messy, and you may think due process is messy and slower than you'd like, but that's the system. That's what is in our Constitution. That's what makes America, America. And again, you could have strong enforcement of laws while also be respectful of the Constitution. So we're not just sending people, and we've seen this happen already, who are innocent to concentration camps where they will die or be lost in some foreign country system. Trump continues to make posts attacking other federal judges. Like, that's one of his go-to moves. Like, Trump, once he can be in attack the judge mode and, oh, these judges are coming after me. Like, that's his favorite place to be in, so he can play the victim. Then, this was last night where he goes, wow, what a great interview of Elon Musk by Sean Hannity. A must watch. Two great Americans. Isn't it just so weird? He's like promoting Teslas and promoting Musk as Musk is destroying your Medicaid and destroying the lives of veterans and calling Social Security a Ponzi scheme. It's just weird to me that this is what like a president of the United States is doing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old fashioned in my views when it comes to what the role of the presidency should be. Oh, also, when you go through Trump's Truth Social posts, you get ads like this. Free Trump 2024 gold bar. Grab yours today. You could grab the gold bar, but a lot of people sure ain't spending money at restaurants and bars. You can take a look at this chart right here. The average of restaurant and bar retail sales growth fell sharply further into negative territory in February because people aren't spending that much money at bars and restaurants right now when money is tight in Trump's economy. MAGA Republican Tom Emmer went on CNN and he praised Trump's negotiation style with Putin, where Trump didn't get the ceasefire that he promised he would get in 24 hours. But Tom Emmer says, this is the art of the deal, guys. This is how you do it. Play this clip.
Critics have argued that Putin is playing Trump, that we know from history this is right out of his playbook, that sometimes he uses negotiations as a stall tactic, and that so far he hasn't really given up anything. And he said after the discussion with Trump that he will agree to the ceasefire if the U.S. stops all foreign military aid and intelligence to Ukraine. Would you ever support that?
Again, I do say Donald Trump is a master negotiator. I mean, there is no other leader on the world stage that has his experience and has shown what he has shown in his first term, what he's willing to do and what he can get accomplished. If anybody can help these people get together and bring peace back to the region, it's Donald J. Trump.
So utterly embarrassing. Then you have Tim Walz. Rather Mike Walz, not Tim Walz, Mike Walz, Donald Trump's national security advisor. Sorry, Tim. Mike Walz dismisses reports that Putin made Donald Trump wait for him. Watch for yourself. But then in the same breath, Walz says, there may have been a technical glitch. Let's play it.
Apparently it was a 90-minute conversations. There's some reports out there that said that he kept the president waiting. I don't think that's true based on my sources. What can you tell us?
Completely false, garbage, fake news. This is between two heads of state, a major call. There's, sometimes some technical difficulties. The call started on time, and it lasted for a very long time. And both presidents covered a lot of ground, from the future of bilateral relationships, keeping, stabilizing the region, to solving this problem in Ukraine, ending this war, stopping the killing. They went into some operational details of the fighting. They went into big picture on how to implement the ceasefire, prisoner exchanges, people that are being detained. They covered a lot of ground. But I can tell you, Donald J. Trump does not sit and wait for an hour for any head of state.
I'll get back to that in a quick moment. Then they had who goes up next, right? It's like, who's in this lineup of Trumpers? Then they have Sean Duffy, Trump's head of the Department, Secretary of Transportation. And here he threatens and attacks the city of New York, because why not? That's what the Trumpers do. Play this clip.
Secretary, New York City, where we're at right now, used to be the envy of the world, but crime is out of control. And a lot of it is on the subways. Looks like the president is threatening to remove the funding from MTA if they don't get this crime problem under control. What do you know about that?
Or at least give us the stats.
Yeah, so it's dangerous, it's dirty, and the city has spent billions of dollars on migrants, whether housing and feeding them, and they can't spend millions of dollars to clean up your subway. And so the question might be, well, you're the Secretary of Transportation. What role do you have in New York's subway? Mm-hmm. Well, we give millions of dollars a year to the New York subway, and part of the requirement is they keep it safe. And so what we're going to do is say, listen, if you can't keep your subway safe, if people can't go to the subway and not be afraid of being stabbed or thrown in front of tracks or burnt, and we can't consider the subway a subway and not a homeless shelter, we're going to pull your money. And it's not just New York. It'll be Chicago. It'll be Washington, D.C. The American people expect their subways to be places where they can come in and out of cities and do it safely. And by the way, wouldn't it be nice if it was clean? Yes. So again, if they don't get on board to change their ways, we're pulling cash. And again, we shouldn't have to do that, you guys. They should go, just good government would dictate that we have clean, safe subways. They should want that. They don't want you to drive your car. They want you to take a train. Right. Well, if you want me to take a train, make the train safe, make it clean. But if you won't do that, we're going to pull money and give you the incentive to make that happen. You mentioned stats, Lawrence. From today to 2019, crime is up 56%. Assaults up 56% in New York subways just in the last 6 years, since before COVID. So crime's not going down. If you ride the subway, crime's going up. And so we're going to take action. We're not going to fund dirty, disgusting homeless shelters that mirror as subway stations.
Right.
And by the way, as just things are not going the way Trump wants, as he's not made prices more affordable on day one. Oh, by the way, what happened to no taxes on tips, no taxes on Social Security, no taxes on overtime? We don't talk about that. Like literally every one of his day one promises is a complete and total lie. But he is trying to take away your Medicaid though, folks. So one of their distractions is that they were going to release the JFK files because Trump doesn't want to release the Epstein files. So they're going to release the JFK files. But even in their release of the JFK files, they basically released the duplicate files of what Biden released in 2023 and were already declassified. So you can see right here, Krasenstein posts this. Wow, did Trump really release all the same JFK files that Biden released in 2023? On the left, you have Biden's release. On the right, you have Trump's release. The only difference, the top of Biden says 2023 release and Trump says 2025 release. And the word secret is crossed out in Trump's release. And then he went through all the other files and saw it's basically the duplicate of what was produced in 2023. And that's Trump's like, we got the JFK files now. Don't ask me about the Epstein files. The Daily Mail headline, JFK document dump has Americans all saying the same thing, that they feel absolutely duped. Now, finally, I'll let you judge for yourself if you think Putin made Donald Trump wait for him at the negotiations where a ceasefire was not secured. I'll play it for you right now. Putin was at a conference speaking in front of his oligarchs, and someone asked, don't you have to speak with Donald Trump now? Don't you? It's like, you go wait for me. Here, play it.
Now, according to Dmitry Sergeyevich Peskov, your conversation with Donald Trump is supposed to happen before 6 o'clock. I don't know how accurate that is. Well, I don't know. Now we need to see what Trump's response is to this statement. Maybe he likes interviews. Let's do it. Maybe he will find out that we have a discussion.
Well, there you have it. That's what's going on this morning. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe and let's get to 5 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.